Hello everybody, and welcome back once more to OAFs of the Round Table. I am TheOutbackAl.
I'm Hot for Justice.
I'm Kiwi New.
I'm Envy Jitters.
And I am the Salt Block.
Our lore master on this Call of Cthulhu campaign. Where did we leave off, Salt?
Well, where we left off, you guys managed to make it all the way from the bottom of the mansion, first floor, all the way up to the second floor towards Mr. Forthright's office. And you had a couple of fun things happen while you were there. You had a living room full of people you've never seen before who were very hostile towards you. You had a very mysterious figure who seemed to want to help. Sanford had a near-death experience.
Fun.
And you are now standing in Mr. Forthright's office. Mr. Forthright, who appears to be trapped. Stanford's friend, Billy, who is at gunpoint.
Jimmy.
Thanks to Heinrich Veldenberg.
His name is Jimmy.
Jimmy, sorry. I don't know why I keep saying Billy. And upon stepping towards him to do your American duty and beat the shit out of a Nazi, noticed that the symbol that was carved into the office floor lit up. So,
Yeah.
It's lit, fam.
As a quick question, just for someone who's for their first time playing this, how many failed rolls do I have to do in a row to just, presumably get blown out of existence?
depending on the skill check, the amount of fails needed and the severity of the fails, it unfortunately varies. Like, for example, looking back at your near-death experience, you needed 3 fails to die.
Okay.
You got 2.
We'll get there. Just figuring out my luck tonight.
I'm hoping it changes for this session.
We'll see. So I step on a giant glowing orange. Was it giant or was it just... What was the size of the symbol?
It was about as big as the room.
Okay, big glowing
And
orange symbol. Fun.
it was carved about an inch into the wood, and when you had made contact with it, the whole symbol lit up orange.
Okay,
so-
I'm just kind of looking like, what now?
As you step in proximity to this, you feel cold. Extremely cold, like you just jumped into a freezing river. As something just feels horribly off. As you can feel, like, starting from your back, just slowly creeping all over, is just an unease and terrible feeling. For the rest of the group, you've seen that about the size of an apple, a portal has opened on Sanford's back,
Oh no.
and there are tentacles pushing out of it,
Ew.
wrapping around him.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Do I notice those yet, or...
You can feel something wet on your back,
Ew.
and I will say that, Brahm thankfully has noticed as well,
Oh no.
and is going to step forward as well with the orb, and you watch as he, like, it kind of feels like he, like, jams it into your back a little bit, because he, like, presses it into your back.
Does it hurt?
It doesn't hurt, but you do hear this loud, like, ungodly shriek, and a loud sucking sound.
Do I turn around at this point? I'm like,
Yeah, you
what
turn
the
around as you
fucking-
watch, like, right over your shoulder, there's, like, a massive tentacle on either side of you that just sucks itself back into wherever it came from.
Ah.
Okay, now I'm just kind of like turning around every direction, just fuck me.
Brom's gonna gently pull you away from the circle.
Okay.
As he holds the orb outright. As he starts speaking towards Mr. Heinrich. I've been tracking you for a while now, friend. You've made quite a mess as you've gone. But this does take the cake. Heinrich kind of gives this longer than normal smile over his face as he goes, "It would have been so much easier if you had not been following me, friend. Things would have been so much more simpler if you had not been following me. I did warn you when you made a break for it that if you ever came back, it would be terrible."
So I do recognize this guy, right?
Yes.
And I know who he is and what he's kind of been up to for his life.
Yes.
How far away is he?
He's about probably 5 feet away. He's standing mostly not
So
in
wait,
the
this is
center
a
of the
small
ruin,
room?
but close enough. It's a much bigger than normal room.
But we're just like right 5 feet away from him.
Yes.
Okay, I shoot him.
Okay, make a firearm check.
Isn't he holding his friend at gunpoint too?
He is, yes.
Honestly, I just seeing it, I'm gonna shoot him. Oh god, I lost it. Hang on. It's let's see here. That's a 98. I malfunctioned on a 99, I'll say that.
Okay. So, you do shoot him. Unfortunately, it seems like you go a bit wide as it lands in the back wall.
Not having a good day.
But it's all right, Salt. As soon as he gets done with his shot, I fire my gun and I pass.
Okay, so you passed. Good. So, shooting him, you watch as where the bullet hits, he kind of dusts away. Like,
Ducks or
it's like
dust? I didn't hear you right.
dust. It's like blowing sand away with like a gun. It's like that. There's like that strange black starry substance that you've been seeing everywhere suddenly shoots off out of him. And then his shoulder gets like chunked, but there's no like gore blood. It's just that substance.
Okay.
As his shoulder then reforms, the liquid that's shot out of him though is like kind of like rolling upwards slowly in midair. It's kind of like a lava lamp.
Good.
As he like grimaces and like shakes his head as he looks towards Buddy. And you have been a pain in my side for a very long time.
I'm sorry, do I know you? And how are you not dead?
You don't know me specifically, but you've been taking out many of my business partners.
Well, yeah, that's kind of my job. But again, you're gonna have to be more specific, pal.
Doesn't matter who they are, it matters what they were. What they were means to an end. Though I must say, perhaps it was best. You're saving me having to do it myself.
I'm looking at Brom like, oh my god, all you fucks talk like this.
Braun kinda gives a shrug as he puts two hands on the orb now. And you watch as like he gently closes his hand slightly around it, almost like he's focusing it, as the light that it's giving off sort of goes more into a beam. As it hits Veldenberg, he actually kind of looks like he's giving off like heat. Like you know how the heat off of the asphalt looks like when you're driving on the highway?
Yeah.
It's like that. Let's see. Come on, power. Okay. That's a good power check. So, it does succeed. How much damage? Good damage. As he, Veldenberg kind of winces and recoils backwards. Does he perhaps? He does! He successfully drops the gun that he was holding in pain. As, we'll say, Sanford, you're probably closest to notice, the gun is bright orange.
Okay, I don't really care about that so much. Well, am I able to do like a spot hidden to see around the circle? Like, is there any way that I can like get around it to get to him, or is he like right in the middle?
He is like pushing back into the middle now. Billy is kind of close to him, but Jimmy is closest to him, but Veldenberg is like pushing away, trying to get away from the beam of light.
Okay, am I able to kind of like make my way around the circle to get as close as I can to Jimmy without actually stepping into it?
You can either roll a occult or a spot hidden.
Spot hidden's better, but you know my rolls are never. Fuck. Ooh, 18.
Yay!
Okay, so noticing how the circle is lit up, you notice it's on a sort of pulsing pattern. So, watching carefully, you take a moment. The orange glow leaves briefly, and in that exact moment, you jump over the front part of it and more towards Jimmy.
Okay. Am I like right next to him, or what's?
You are right next to him now.
Okay, can I grab him, kind of like shake him, and be like, "Hey, hey." I'm like looking.
Grabbing
is he
him.
conscious or?
He appears to be semi-conscious. It looks like he's under some kind of like duress.
I'm kind of like slapping his face a little bit, like, "Hey, you there? Can you hear me? Can you see me?"
Okay. I'll say go ahead and roll. Let's see, what would this be? Let's try fast talking.
Okay. 16. Cool.
Okay. So just like slapping his face briefly and talking to him like, hey, I'm right here, buddy, I'm right here. You watch as he like blinks a couple of times as he looks up at you and goes, "What the hell are you doing here?"
I'm here getting your dumbass out of here. Can you walk? Like, is he still wrapped in tentacles?
No.
Okay.
It seems like whatever that was has dissipated with Veldenberg being away from him. As he nods and goes, "About as well as you can," as he like gets to his feet with your help.
Yeah. Can I like look at him? Is he injured or anything?
For the most part, he does not appear to be.
Okay. I'm like kind of holding on to him, like his shoulder or whatever, and just like kind of working our way out of the circle.
Alright, pushing back into the circle, I will need you to do another spot hidden or occult, just to time it again.
Okay.
I will say you are assisted again.
So,
'cause
okay, so my
Jimmy's
spot
gonna be
hidden
doing
is
it.
47. What does that make it if I'm assisted?
Okay, so it'll be 60
Okay.
to beat.
53.
Okay, good. So, once again, timing. You and Jimmy both make it over the sigil.
Mhm.
As stepping back over, you guys notice now that Brahm has stepped in at the same time you guys left and is just seems to be holding and focusing his orb towards Veldenberg, who is just recoiling and thrashing angrily and in pain as he's like pushing back away from the sigil and more towards the back of the room, towards where the mirror is with Mr. Forthright.
Okay, can we, like... I don't know. Is there still a door out of here, or...
There is. As you remember, it slammed shut as you guys came in.
Okay, can I go check that?
You can't.
Okay. What, do I need to roll anything?
Coming up to the door, you go to put your hand towards the doorknob, and you watch as a flash of strange writing shows up on it. Where Mr. Brahm's writing was in gold, this is in bright red.
And can I touch it?
You can.
Okay.
What's
All
it
right.
say? What's it say?
You are...
I
Well,
mean, can I read it, or...
I would say this would be the cult or the language check that escapes me right now.
Other language.
Yeah, other language.
I mean,
I
I
want
have
to
a-
roll.
I have a 31 in French, but...
I want to roll a cult.
All right.
Can I
Guess I'll roll that,
can I
too.
roll a cult?
Salt, just a quick question. Did from the last session, did the police ever show up?
I mean,
You
it's
are
20
unsure
minutes
yet.
Away. So I don't
said
know
they
how
were
long
20
it's been since
minutes
we've been out of away from the thing.
Yeah, you're not sure how long it's been. It feels like it's been pretty long.
I failed my occult.
Okay.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. You are unable to read it. From what you can gather, though, it seems like different symbols than what Mr. Brahm had written.
Okay.
So, Sanford, you're still grabbing at it?
Yeah, I'm grabbing at it. Our only way out.
Okay. You take 8 points of damage as it's searing hot.
8. Well, shit. Okay. Well, I'm recoiling in pain.
Alright. So, speaking of damage, Brahm is still pushing back Mr. Wildenberg, so let's see.
Are we allowed to talk to Mr. Forthright? Can he hear us in the mirror?
You have no idea.
Can we try to talk to him?
If you can get back there.
We can't just like yell across the room.
I mean, you could try, but you're not sure. You're not even sure if he'll hear you.
Might as well try.
Okay. What are you yelling?
I'm sorry.
What are you saying?
I say, I yell at the top of my lungs, Mr. Forthright, can you hear us?
Mr. Forthright is like has stopped bashing on the mirror and is like pointing violently at his desk, which is outside of the circle.
I'm kind of just grabbing my hand right now, so I don't think I'm seeing this.
I want to
I
go over
will
to the desk.
Go to the desk as well.
I'll
Okay.
go protect Shadow.
All right. So, heading over to the desk, I would like you to do a spot hidden check there.
Oh, Great. I'm so
48
good at
out of
these.
75.
Okay.
Oh yeah, 8 out of 25.
I passed too. 24 out of 25.
Everybody does good with me.
Okay. So, heading to the desk, you see that there's several drawers. Opening them all up, one of which has a small journal, leather-bound book. Looks to be some kind of important notebook or journal, maybe a ledger.
Open it.
Okay. Opening it, is completely hollowed out,
Ah.
and on the inside is what appears to be about probably a skipping stone sized strange tile
Mhm.
with a rune on it.
Okay, I start looking through the book for anything that looks like that tile.
There's nothing, like, there's no contents in the book. It's opened up, kind of how like the father's was, the priests, where it was hollowed out.
Not that book. The one I'm holding.
Oh, the one you're holding. Okay. Looking through.
While they're looking through, am I able to say something to Jimmy? Like, is there another way out of here?
Jimmy shakes his head as he goes, "That's the only door."
Fuck.
I know.
There you
Tough
go.
luck, right?
Continue.
Alright, so looking through the book. Give me a occult roll.
All of us?
Not me. I'm not looking.
No!
Just Petunia, since she's looking through the
Damn
book.
it! So close!
What'd you get?
You can try to push.
I got a 6. I needed 5. Damn.
For a cult?
Yeah.
You only have 5 for a cult?
Yeah.
What?
It wasn't
Alright.
one of the things that I put extra points into.
Can
5%.
Can I be like looking over her shoulder and like trying to read?
I'll allow it.
Okay. I mean, I'm pretty tall. Let's see. Oh, I failed anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Oh dear. Okay,
I'm
so
like, what's
you
all
both
this
are
hubbub?
flipping through. You can't. Once again, it's very difficult to read. It's like
I can't read.
it's like
Can I at least find, like, a picture of it or something?
it's like the pages are like twisting and melding and moving.
Oh, darn it. Poopy.
Can I like?
So
Can I,
as
like-
you're looking at the book, you watch as Voldenberg almost like whips around to look at Petunia,
Ah, shit.
as his eyes are like wide as he goes, "The book! Give it to me, you idiot!"
No!
Okay, am
Get
I?
away!
I'm assuming I'm hearing this too, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, can I just turn around and try to take another shot at him?
Yes, you can. So do another firearm check.
Oh, it won't stop rolling. Shit. I am not in a good place. It keeps falling on the floor. Hang on, I gotta. That is. Ooh! 29!
Alright, successfully shooting him. Go ahead and roll some damage because I need to see something.
Okay, I.
Depending
get
on
a
how this goes.
D10 damage. So. Now I roll low. 1.
No!
Alright. So that
Shoot the motherfucker, finally get a shot off. 1.
okay. And alright. So thanks to Mr. Brahm still getting the beam on him, that is enough damage. So you watch as he, like, tumbles back from recoiling in pain again. As he, like, angrily stands up. And then he stops. Because he looks down. Realizes that he's not in the circle anymore. As he just goes, Scheiße! As all of a sudden, at least a dozen hands come out of the wall as the maids and butlers that you guys have been running away from this whole time suddenly grab him and pull him into the wall.
So, like, combat done, pull him into the wall, or we still see him?
He is gone.
I just kind of, like, look at my gun, like, okay.
As he disappears from sight, you guys see that the symbol has stopped glowing.
Ah.
The
Has the room returned to normal?
It does appear to be slowly doing so.
Is Mr. Forthright still in the mirror?
He does appear to be. Though it looks like the strange purple backline has disappeared. He's still in the mirror, but he's not in the whatever where he was.
Okay.
Can I, like, show him the rune that was found in the notebook and ask, like, is there something important with this that we have to do?
You watch as he's, like, gesturing furiously to be like, get over here, like, get over here.
We run over to him.
Alright.
Yeah, I'll join as
Yeah.
well. Kind of like
You watch to
nursing
see,
my
like-
hand, which I'm assuming is burned, right?
Yeah. It's mildly burned.
Okay.
You know how, like, you
Yeah.
accidentally smack a skillet? It's like that. So,
Okay, skillet causes 8 damage. Jesus.
it's a very feisty skillet.
I'll lose my hand or something.
So, I will say that, coming over to the mirror, you watch as Mr. Forthright is, like tapping with, his palms against the glass, like, put it up to the mirror.
Okay. What's
I
up
put
to
my
you?
hand up to the mirror. Does it hurt worse?
Mr. Forthright kind of, like, looks at you and, like, shakes his head. It's like, oh my god, no.
The tile puts
Yes.
tile up to mirror.
Okay. Putting the tile up to the mirror, you watch as the mirror glass kind of wobbles for a little bit, as suddenly Mr. Forthright comes pushing through as he goes, that was terrible. As he turns towards Mr. Brahm, as he straightens out his suit jacket as he stands up and goes, "Is it done?" As Mr. Brahm, who was looking towards where Wildenberg disappeared in the wall, nods without looking away. He goes, "That part, yes." As he watches Mr. Forthright, sighs very loudly and unbuttons, like, the bottom part of where his shirt is. You watch as he, like, reaches in.
I'm averting my eyes.
Is he
As
whipping
he-
it out?
No, it's like it's like where his stomach is.
Okay.
As he pulls out what appears to be a bag of sand. As you
Oh.
notice, his gut is not as big as what it apparently was.
Oh.
As he, like, throws the bag away as he goes, "Well, I would say that out of all the plans we've used to catch this man, this is not one I was prepared for."
I chime in. You guys have plans?
Mr. Brahm nods and goes, "We've been trying for a while now, but we'll talk after.
I'm
We
just
have one
surprised that
very
they've ever
important
planned
thing.
anything.
We have one very important thing to do."
And what might that be? I say in like my angriest tone I can.
You watch as he gestures to the circle that you guys are relatively still near in as he goes, "It's time to put everything back the way it should be."
I'm fine with that.
Sounds good.
And whenever this is done, you and Mr. Brahm are coming down to the station, and you're going to talk for a long time about what happened.
Absolutely.
I'm looking at Jimmy like, you willingly worked with these people.
Jimmy kind of shrugs and goes, "They're not the best, but they were getting most of their jobs done."
I don't believe you.
I will admit, this is probably the craziest we were on.
I'm questioning our friendship in my head.
So, Mr. Forthright turns to you, Petunia, and goes, "The book, if you please."
Okay.
I like point my gun to his head. You try anything funny, and you get a bullet.
My dear
I'm
boy,
going too.
we are trying
Let's-
the opposite of funny.
Let's calm down now, everyone.
Alright. Everyone, please, I will need you to form a circle around us, looking towards the walls of the room.
Nope,
Okay.
I know this trick. This is where you disappear and leave us with our dick in our hands. It's happened twice already. I'm not going for a third.
It's much easier if you don't look, but feel free to watch. As he and Mr. Brahm sit in the center of the circle, they're both holding the book with Brahm's orb sitting on top of it, as they both have their eyes closed. Alright. Now we see if the dice are kind.
Just in case, I still got my gun on them.
That's fine. They don't seem to be bothered by it. It seems like they're focused on what they're doing. Alright. So, the room, which has fully shifted back to its original state, you watch as both Mr. Brahm and Mr. Forthright begin floating while sitting off of the floor above you guys, as the door to the room swings open, as you watch as Mr. Brahm and Forthright are both grimacing in concentration now, as there is suddenly just a swirling of color and sound that starts flooding into the room.
I mean, is everyone else
As-
not looking away? Am I the only one who sees this?
No, I'm looking.
I'm
Well, you
also
guys, the
watching.
rest of you can see this
So
as well.
basically, they said, hey, don't look at us, and everyone's just staring at them.
Basically.
So, the swirling of color is splashing over the book, and you guys are noticing that the book appears to be filling with more pages as it's doing this. Alright. Another roll. Okay. Okay. A couple minutes of the strange absorption, you start to hear shrieks as you see the butlers and maids tumbling through the air into the book as well. As one more roll. Okay. Okay, gonna have to push. Okay. Thank God he succeeded that. As there is suddenly, with what appears to be the end trail of whatever this is that they're absorbing, one final thing, or should I say a person, as the body of... Did he get his name right? The preacher. Where was his name? Cameron Scott III, who comes flying in and just hovers at the doorway as the color is emanating off of his body as it pulls out of him and into the book. He watches the book start spinning in a circle underneath the rune as both it and the rune fold in on themselves and disappear into nothing. You watch as both Mr. Brahm and Forthright gently float back down as the body of Cameron Scott III flops onto the ground. There's a brief pause. And you watch as his chest starts falling and rising.
I'm just going over to the desk, sitting down, and just... I don't know what I expected today to be, but I'm just... sitting there taking it in and not doing anything.
So is it over?
Mr. Forthright and Mr. Brahm slowly get to their feet as Mr. Brahm seems to look around for something. You're not sure what he's looking for. As after a brief few seconds, he nods and goes, "For now. At least here."
What exactly did that Nazi bastard want anyway with all this?
What he wanted was us out of the way, you see. The things that he brought here were means to cover up his coming here to get rid of us, which we had planned for him to come.
Again,
We knew he
you
couldn't
plan
resist.
things.
I know.
Do you? Do you know?
Let the man finish.
I shut up.
We hadn't expected his, let's call it tenacity, of what he had planned to unleash. We knew that he had known much about the powers that he had messing with, but nothing like that. I am glad to say, however, that the tear that he had opened, for now, is very much closed. Now, we will have to do work to make sure it stays that way, and if you all would allow us, should it arise to be called upon again, we would very much be grateful. We would like for
Which one's speaking right now?
Mr. Brahm.
Okay.
We would very much, the organization we work for, like to enroll you in what we do. And we would very much prefer that, as far as everyone was concerned here, there was a bit of a malfunction with one of the displays, some gas leaks, and it was quite the mess that we all had to evacuate from the mansion.
As soon as he's done saying that, I go up to him and I kick him in the nuts.
Okay. Man, nobody likes Brahm.
I'm like looking over at Buddy. I'm like, damn, you beat me to it.
Mr. Forthright kind of gives a disapproving look as he goes, "As my friend is trying to say..."
I punch him in the face too.
Damn, beat me to it again.
Okay, wow.
You willingly sacrifice all these people just so you can catch this guy instead of maybe, I don't know, entrusting your own agents to help. And you want to recruit us to put us in harm's way again? Yeah.
Mr. Fordworth,
Screw
like,
you.
Mr. Fordworth kind of like straightens himself up and goes, "Those sacrifices were our agents. Every single one of them. And since everything went right, there was no sacrifice."
I'm sorry, everything went right tonight?
With the ritual, yes. With what Wildenberg did, no.
So people are still dead?
People are not. As you can clearly see by Mr. Cameron over there, we've
Can I
reversed everything.
Just be honest with you there, Brom, and I mean this with absolute disrespect. These people do not help make your case for recruitment. And I'm just getting up and I'm walking towards the door.
Alright, I'm assuming
So-
everybody else is following them.
Well, I asked Brahm and Forthright. So you're saying that Jenkins and all these people, they're alive?
They are.
Where are they at?
If I am correct, they will be outside where I'm sure they are very confused and waiting for some explanation.
Oh, we're gonna get an explanation, all right. Like I said, you two, tomorrow, you're going down to the station.
I'm like checking the door to see if like I'm like tapping it, kind of like seeing if it's gonna burn me again.
Solid oak.
Okay. I'm like looking at Agnew. I'm like, why tomorrow? Why not tonight? You got people coming, right?
We're gonna be examining and investigating this mansion all night.
Oh, put them in holding. You can hold them for 24 hours.
That is true.
I think you guys are going a little far.
Are we? Are we, Shadow? Are we going far? Is that what we feel like is going on right now?
Yes.
We nearly died multiple times tonight.
Yeah. Yeah.
Only one of us.
Yeah, and imagine how I feel about it.
Yeah.
Or wait, were you referring to someone else? I really don't know what was happening to you guys when I was buried alive.
You weren't buried alive.
Really? Because it really felt like I was buried alive.
I put my gun away and I look at both of them. I hate you guys from the bottom of my heart. However, I can't ignore that this supernatural shit is all over the world. So, next time something happens, let me know. It doesn't mean I'm gonna like working with you.
They both kind of nod.
I'm walking back over. So just let me get this straight, because, and I'm pointing to Brom. This guy wanted me to come to this party full of people that he already knew to interview you to see if you were hiding Nazi sympathizers. But you already knew that there were no Nazi sympathizers, and then everyone died. I'm a little lost after that point. But what was the plan?
The plan was to use the party as a trap for Mr. Wildenberg.
Yeah, why did he show up? Because I thought you told me you recruited me because people wouldn't know who I was. But if everyone here was an agent, then he would have known never to come. So, are you stupid or is he stupid? He's probably stupid. He's dead. He is dead, right?
He's...
I'm genuinely
yeah,
looking between the both of them. Is he dead?
They both nod.
Okay.
From what we gathered, he had a very specific set of things that he needed to do in order to keep the ritual going. Stepping out of the circle was not one of them.
I'm like looking at Jimmy and like, just like, you're on board with all of this.
Jimmy kind of shrugged and said, I was just told to come here and keep Mr. Forthright safe. Kinda wish I would have known what I was signing up for.
Oh, me too, Jimmy. Me too. Honestly have lost a lot of respect for Jimmy today.
Jimmy's kind of looking like he's questioning his life choices.
I'm just like heading for the door. I'm looking at like everybody else. Like, I don't know what everybody else is doing, but I'd really like a drink, and I don't want it to be here. So, yeah.
Before we go, I turn and I ask Bahram and Forthright one more thing. That masked man that gave us the scroll and, you know, the mirror shard, who was he?
They both kind of shake their head. He is something of maybe a guide, maybe a spirit, but he seems to show up when needed. Thankfully, he's on our side.
And I think at this point, Sanford's just walking out the door.
Alright.
Do I run into anything else on my way to the front door?
No.
Alright, I'm gonna put the gun away before I go to open the front door.
Alright. You opening the front door?
Yep.
Alright, so opening the front door, you see just a mess full of police officers who are just having secured the scene and are currently, some of them are questioning the guests, which you can see everybody who's at the party initially is there. Some of them have been roping off the entire parking lot as much as they can. Like they're making a perimeter basically.
Mm-hmm.
There are a couple that have noticed that you've come out and they're rushing over to be like, whoa, hey, where the hell did you come from and all that.
I'm just looking at him just kind of dead-eyed at this point. Inside.
Okay. So I'm assuming the rest of you are gonna head outside, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so stepping out, you're all met with the same sight as the police gently lead you away from the mansion into the sort of yard as they all, assess you, make sure that nobody's hurt.
I got half my hand burned off.
You're given a medical team to help you with that.
Cool.
As Mr. Forthright and Mr. Brahm are also talking to the police. You can see they're holding out a set of badges for them to see.
Wait, Forthright and Brahm?
Yeah.
Motherfuckers.
As they don't appear to be they don't appear to be trying to get away or anything, they're just talking.
Can I see what badges they are? What agency?
It does appear to be FBI.
Lying sons of bitches.
As their demeanor has completely changed, as they appear to be more of a authoritarian in charge kind of demeanor now. Specifically, it seems like Mr. Forthright is doing most of the talking.
Yeah, I'm just lighting up a cigarette and just watching what's happening.
Does anybody look back at the house?
I do.
Yeah.
Okay. So, looking back, it appears to be just as well off as you left it when you had arrived, before all of the nonsense started happening. You do, however, spot in one of the upper windows a very familiar figure looking out towards you.
Is it the Plague Doctor?
It is.
Aha!
Yeah.
As he stands there for a good few seconds, waiting seemingly patiently until you all notice him. Until he steps towards the side between the two windows and doesn't come out.
Okay.
You're all questioned for your various angles of the story, most of which doesn't make much sense to many of the investigators, as you're grilled for several days for
Is
information.
the chief there?
The chief is there.
Grilled for several days.
Yep.
I mean, is anyone
As-
dead? Did they find a
mean-
body or anything? What do they got us on?
From what you can tell, out of everybody, the only person that's missing is Mr. Wildenberg.
Well, they didn't even know he was there, so what do they have us on? False, a false police report?
They have you on nothing. It was mainly just what the hell happened here sort of thing.
But aren't we missing, like, all of the other guests that were with us at the beginning?
The other
still?
guests were all outside.
Ah! Okay.
Yeah, so why are we getting grilled for days?
Because the police are trying to get what the hell is happening, because
Well, what would
whenever they
have
arrived...
about what happened? Nothing's amiss. Nothing's anything. If anything, it was
I'm
just
pretty
like
sure-
some call. It was just like, yeah, hey, something bad happened, and nothing happened.
I'm pretty sure the four of us would be, as honest as possible and explain what happened.
I'm not. I'm done. I'm not saying anything. I was like, I showed up for a party and I got drunk, and I don't even know if I'm not drunk anymore.
Alright. So, telling various sides of different stories, you all are eventually let go, and vow to never be invited to another shitty party ever again.
Amen.
Sounds good.
And that is where our session ends.
Okie dokie. That. Yep. We did a thing, I think.
Oh,
So, yeah, that was our Call of Cthulhu. I feel like we didn't really get a whole lot of answers about anything, but par for the course with Call of Cthulhu.
knowing is the worst thing you could possibly do, so it's kind of good that you don't.
Watch anime yay or nay tomorrow. Should be the last Junji Ito thing, I believe. Yeah, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.